Well, still ahead on the morning show, this is a topical discussion. It's National Bullying Prevention Month. We'll talk about how to keep your child safe from bullies. Expert Jim Clark is here this morning to talk about it. Now, this can be scary for parents. Recent school bullying and cyberbullying statistics show that 1 in 4 kids are bullied at one point. Victims of bullying are often scared to go to school, ride the bus, use the bathroom, even be alone in the hallway. With October marking National Bullying Prevention Month, we welcome licensed social worker and Daniel CEO Jim Clark to talk about bullying once again. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here. Thank you.
I said this was a topical subject because we just had that Wisconsin anchor, the news anchor, and a lot of people have seen it on Facebook and in the news. She called out her bullier who sent her an email criticizing her weight. She put the email on air and called him out, and the guy actually went out and apologized. So we know this happens. You know, it happens not just with kids, it happens with adults, but today we're focusing on young people.
Yes, and there's a national movement to try to sensitize kids to the issues of how it impacts their behavior and how it impacts the psyche of other kids. And so it's really a good thing for us to really focus on bullying for a month. And bullying doesn't mean just because of physical violence, but as you identified, social media, cyber texting, things of that sort.
Psychological.
That's right. All right. Repetitive threats. Those are also bullying type of behaviors, and indeed, it's good for us to focus on those type of things.
Now, what do parents do if parents see the signs going on? First off, parents, hopefully they recognize what's happening, because a lot of times this stuff goes on without them seeing it. But if parents do see it, what can they do?
Well, kids will often be anxious, or they may avoid situations that, like you said, they may even avoid taking the bus, or their behaviors will change at home. What parents need to do is engage your child. Make sure that you talk about it. What you don't want to do is confront the bullier. That's just going to escalate the situation. But make sure that your child knows that they're not alone, that you're there to listen to them. And perhaps you need to involve the school officials. You talk to the individuals, the teachers, and if you need to go up the ladder, go up the ladder. And of course, if your child has been physically harmed, then you need to notify the police. But the thing to do is don't get involved in terms of confronting the bullier. Help your child get through that phase.
Okay, and if you witness bullying, if a child or another parent,
that's one of the best things in the world, is to tell the children, when you see someone who is bullying, be the friend. There are other opportunities, because kids who are being bullied, they feel alone. It's important for them to know that they can go and trust an adult and tell someone at school. And they can also help that person, perhaps by getting out of that situation. They can say, hey, the teacher wants to talk to you, or hey, we need you for this game. Anything that doesn't endanger themselves. And of course, they should always be a good example in terms of how they go about conducting themselves. And the last thing you don't want to give an audience to. What that lady did on air was she exposed the bully. And when you expose and teach kids how to expose the bully, that's their problem, not mine. You're making fun of me. Boy, there must be something wrong with you. You're able to project it back onto them. Now, the most important thing, I think, too, if you are a parent and your child has been accused of bullying, don't think that that didn't happen. One of the most important things, and as you identified, is kids who are aggressive and tend to be the bullier. If that social behavior is not corrected, they'll have problems later on. So parents need to address it with their children. They need to make sure that there are consequences if indeed that they have been found to be a bullier, and also to maybe perhaps get some counseling. When children start to use their aggressive and unproductive ways, it's really important for parents and professionals to help redirect those energies.
How many times, though, have you seen parents go, no, my kid wouldn't do that, my son doesn't do that, he's not a bully, he's a